just destroy it.
Wow. Way to kill my vibe. Alright, anyway. I just went on a rampant charge toward the creeper ghouls, and then as soon as I approached the nest, the game hit me with a tutorial message. Yep. Oh, hey, another one. It's the, if you can't tell just by intuition, then the enemy's health bar shows which sword you should use. Their health will either be red or silver. Whoa. That guy's jumpy. Ow. Alright. That worked.
So, Batman is Batman good at his job? Or is Batman good for the city?
Is Batman good for the city? Well, I suppose if, no, why don't you come here, sit on my lap. Let's have this conversation in the game.
What?
Come here. Ah, that's the cord.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how to sit on your lap, bro.
What do you mean you don't know how to sit on my lap? You sit on my lap all the time.
Okay. There?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. This is so... I am too fat for this.
We can do it. Alright. So, say it again.
Is Batman inherently good for Gotham?
Now, when you say inherently, what exactly do you mean?
As in the symbol of Batman. Does he promote more good
Ghoul nest.
for Gotham
Ought to
than,
just destroy it.
say, Bruce Wayne could do if he was just a playboy, or if he was just a philanthropist with all of his billionaires, monies, things?
Well, sans Batman, there definitely would be less active intervention in the crimes. That much is inarguable. But, I mean, I guess you could go meta and say that if there was no Batman, then there would also be no supervillains for Batman to fight, so that could be a good thing for Gotham.
Exactly. Like, when you think about it, especially look at, like, The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. The entire plot for the bad guys, the entire motivation for the bad guys is to kill the Batman. That's the entire motivation for them. Not Arkham's or Gotham's bad, or I'm gonna be a bad guy because bad guy's sake. No, I just want to kill the Bat and teach him a lesson and break the Bat, you know? But if there was no Batman, then all we would have would be the mob. And the mob isn't nearly as bad as the Joker or Bane. Am I wrong?
Well, you're definitely not wrong in that Batman villains are worse than thugs. Can definitely agree with you on that. So I guess... Gosh, I mean, I guess it's kind of in any superhero dilemma, really.
Right.
Because rarely are there supervillains before there are superheroes.
Exactly.
But, again, that could either be a case of these supervillains would have ended up being there anyway, or... Oh wait, no, that's not what I mean to say. It could either be a case of the supervillains are there because of the superheroes, and that the superheroes somehow caused them to be there, or that there just wouldn't be supervillains in the story if there were no superheroes to fight them.
When it comes down to it, you have to think. I mean, sure, you could say this is just post hoc ergo prompter hoc, but every single hero doesn't rise up because there's a supervillain. He just rises up because he gets superpowers and he's like, hey, why not, you know? And then afterwards, that's when the Killer Croc or Green Goblin or the Joker or Doctor Doom appear. The bad guys don't appear until there is a good guy to oppose them. So one could make the argument that heroes are inherently bad for society because as long as there are superheroes, there will be supervillains to go up against them.
Well, I guess that is true, but what are you doing over there? But because there's always that point in like 90% of superhero stories where the superhero tries to stop being a superhero, and then suddenly the city is like, oh no, what do we do without the superhero? Ow!
Ow.
Gosh. Okay, ow. That went badly.
You died. But, that being said, that's because in most superhero universes, the actual police force are idiots.
Entirely incompetent.
Exactly. That being said, look at Spider-Man and Batman. Both of them,
Spider-Man.
or Spider-Man's a genius, and Batman is a millionaire.
Oh, great, we're back here.
They could do tons more for society if they were just not supervillains, or if they were just heroes rather than, or if they weren't superheroes. I'm sorry, if they were not superheroes. Look at Spider-Man. Spider-Man invented web shooters, a perfect, non-lethal way of subduing bad guys. Rather than, you know, selling this to the cops so that the cops wouldn't be like Spider-Maning around and or taking out bad guys with a whole bunch of webs rather than actually shooting people, then the incompetent police force could fight or could take out, you know, some crazy guy without actually hurting anyone. And look at Batman. Batman's parents did more for Gotham than he ever did, and they built a train and, you know, do all that. And what was one of the first things Batman did as a superhero? He blew up that train. Sure, it was to stop Ra's al Ghul or blah 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 blah, but still, like, just think, would it be better? And look at Iron Man. Iron Man, sure, he had a suit and it was really fun, but aside from the big bad guys that he fought, which did come because of Iron Man, he did a lot more for society just because he was trying to make renewable energy.
But I guess the overarching, I will always sing the praises of the superheroes being superheroes rather than not, because if they weren't, then we wouldn't have cool stories.
That is true. That is true. But they are still cool stories.
Ghoul nest.
Whether they're
Just
better
destroy
for
it.
their worlds for being superheroes could be questionable, but I'm still gonna go see Batman vs Superman and Avengers 3 and Captain America, the Civil War, and Ant-Man and all of those amazing movies
So, I mean,
because I have to see them.
If I could choose between living in a perfect city and having Spider-Man, it's kind of a tough decision.
Well, okay, for the record, if I'm Spider-Man, heck yes. If I have superpowers in this universe, of course I would want to be in this universe. If I don't have superpowers, count me the frack out. No way. Because I don't want to just be going down to New York and going to Broadway and then, boom, the Jatari attack. I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want to be just chilling in New York and the Green Goblin just decides to start throwing pumpkin bombs near the hot dog stand that I like. Not cool.
I guess it also depends on the time period you're in, because, like, initial comic books, it would be great to be in those worlds because nothing bad ever happened to civilians ever.
True.
Nowadays, like, it would really suck to be in a comic book nowadays because something dark and depressing has to happen every other panel.
Exactly. Unless I'm a supervillain, or unless I have superpowers, I could live if, you know, dark and depressing things happen to me if I could still just Spider-Man around. That makes things better. If I was Thor, it's like, oh no, the love of my life died. Well, gonna go fly for a couple hours. That'll make me feel better.
That always helps me when I'm feeling down.
Exactly. But if I am just a normal civilian in this world, nope. I don't want to live on that planet. Please.
Hop on the Nope train straight to Hell Noseville.
Exactly.
Alright, and on that note, we're out of time. We are going to get our revenge on these bandits and or the cliffside next time.